Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home, and in today's video I am so excited to share with you 6 DIY Dollar Tree Christmas decor crafts. So this is another episode in my huge I Love Christmas series. I'd love to share with you guys how you can make your homes boutique gorgeous on a teeny tiny budget. Catch up on the rest of the I Love Christmas series. I'm going to link the playlist for you down in the description box below, and don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, punch the bell. It will update you every time I post a new video. You guys don't want to miss out on all the holiday giveaways, as well as all the amazing affordable DIYs, decorate ideas, and I'm even going to do some baking along the way. But without further ado, you guys go ahead and plug in your glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting. For the first Dollar Tree DIY, you're going to need 2 Dollar Tree mini Christmas trees. And then for my base, I'm going to use this buffalo check plaid bowl. It's from Dollar General actually, and it's only $3. It's so adorable, and it's the larger size bowl. I'm then going to hot glue this giant piece of styrofoam into the base of my bowl. And this is my little hack, is to go ahead and take 2 of the mini Christmas trees, hot glue the base of the mini Christmas tree, and you're just going to use 2 of them to make them look a little bit less sparse and more full, because they are just a little bit thin and we want to give them that nice full boutique look. So to make them kind of mesh together, you can just take the branches and wrap them around each other. So kind of fluff them out and then cross them over on each other. Then I'm going to take this burlap, and I get my burlap from burlapfabric.com. My coupon code is Olivia2020 to get $5 off. Or you can just grab some burlap from Walmart or your local craft store, or you can use some moss or just whatever you have on hand to kind of fill your little bowl. So for this set of DIYs, I'm going to go for kind of a rustic glam look. Now here's how it all looks here. And now to get to decorating, I'm going to take some of those sparkling cedar picks from Dollar Tree. These look really high end to me, so I want to continue to fill out this Dollar Tree mini tree. And if you didn't like the look of the white tree, you guys could always use a green tree, and that's just going to give it more of a realistic look. Again, I'm going for a rustic glam look, so I'm just going to remove all the branches from the little cedar picks, and then I'm going to pick them into the mini Christmas tree. I started out not hot gluing them and then realized I wanted to add just a tiny bit of hot glue to the base of the mini picks to really get them to hold in there nice and steady. A little tip while I'm creating this tree is to use the longer cedar picks at the base and then use the shorter ones as I move towards the top. I'm also using some little Dollar Tree pine cones picked into my little mini Christmas tree. For this tree, I ended up using 4 of the Dollar Tree cedar pick bundles. So $4 for the cedar pick bundles, $2 for the Christmas trees, and then $3 for the little base. I noticed that a lot of these trees similar to this were at Hobby Lobby for much more. And again, you guys can make this even a little bit more budget friendly if you already had a base on hand and you already had maybe a Christmas tree left over from last season. Dollar Tree also carries these scented pine cones, which are awesome. They're $1 for all of these little pine cones, and you guys can really get a lot of use out of them. I ended up using about 5 or 6 in this project just to make it look a little bit more rusticy, woodlandy, and so fun and fabulous. And again, you guys could jazz them up just a little bit more by adding some glitter to your pine cones. And the Dollar Tree cedar picks also they are frosted with a little bit of glitter. You really can't see that in this video, but again, the sky is the limit. You could add in some sparkling ornaments. And then I decided they needed to be frosted, so I'm just using some of this acrylic paint from Dollar Tree. It's a little bit thin, but to frost those pine cones, it worked just perfectly. Now I'm sharing how all of these DIYs that I'm going to share with you guys came together, and I'm sharing them on my kitchen hutch. I thought it would be the perfect backdrop, kind of just all white, so you guys can really get a picture of how it came out. And check out how adorable this looks. So high end and fabulous, and it's just perfect mixed in to to my kitchen decor. And here's how my new floors look, you guys. I'm really trying to put everything together to kind of share with you guys. Now, this is not exactly how my kitchen is going to look because I'm kind of in limbo. I took down all of my fall decor to get ready to put in my floors. So anyway, but I'm going to be decorating for Christmas very soon. So I'm super excited to share that with you guys. But this Christmas setting is so fun and fabulous and oh, so perfect for a rustic glam setting. And then there's that cute little piece ornament from Dollar Tree. I'm going to share with you guys how to do this 3-tiered tray and this beautiful Mary sign and this cute little dish towel ladder. Oh my goodness. And then also this ornament topiary. So many fun goodies. And then that Pioneer Woman crock pot my kiddos got me for my birthday. I still have yet to use it. So you guys drop some good crock pot recipes below for me. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to share with you guys how to make this 3-tiered tray. I'm using 2 Dollar Tree cake pans and then a Dollar Tree pie pan, and then these 2 little glasses. I'm going to start out with some E6000 glue and just add that to the base of this glass, and then pop that into the pie pan, and then run E6000 glue along the top, and then pop that in the little cake pan on top of that. Now, let me give you guys a side note here. I highly suggest using candles, the little candlesticks for this project. They're a lot sturdier than these glasses were. It worked for this project, but again, my Dollar Tree has been sold out of candlesticks for months now. I know that you can buy them at Walmart, but I try to limit the amount of stops that I'm making, so I just grabbed what Dollar Tree had. So sometimes you got to make it work and use what you have. Now, I'm using this flat Rust-Oleum spray paint, and I just went ahead and spray painted one generous coat, and Rust-Oleum spray paint, they make the best spray paint. I'm going to go in with some black craft paint, and I want to just edge this little 3-tiered stand. I want to make it look like it's an enamel 3-tiered stand, kind of really rustic farmhouse again. So I'm just taking this little craft sponge and I'm just edging the edge of this. This is pretty a tried and true craft. I know you guys have probably seen this out there, but those of you that haven't seen this and want to do a 3-tiered stand, have fun with this. If you have the little candlesticks, definitely use those. Again, it's going to create a lot more of a stable base. But again, if you guys are like me and you're just getting creative and trying to use what you have on hand, try to find a glass that is going to be fairly stable. This worked out fine, but again, you know, I did put Epsom salt in it as a weight, and that did kind of weight it down just a little bit. But I'm going and I'm rimming the bottom and the top rim until I get to the very bottom, and I just did the top rim. And here's how it turned out. And again, I did put Epsom salt in here, and I'm just using these for decor purposes. So I put some little ornaments in here and some pine cones, some little mini houses, and then my little Dollar Tree mini signs. So I think this is so fun. These are so fun to decorate. It would be great with your kiddos' pictures in it, you know, and I think kids could get involved decorating it, especially if you put the little mini houses in it. These are just so fun and fabulous and oh so rustic glam for that rustic glam Christmas. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take a pack of Dollar Tree paint sticks and then some popsicle sticks. So this DIY is going to cost you $2 plus your glue, and if you want to paint it, or I'm going to end up staining mine, but you're just going to take your little paint sticks and line them up into the shape of a ladder. I used 3 paint sticks and lined them up long ways, and then I'm going to take my hot glue gun and I'm going to take my little popsicle sticks, and the popsicle sticks are going to secure the little paint sticks together here. So I'm going to just hot glue this together right here, and the popsicle stick is actually going to go on the back side. So I have this ladder flipped over on the back side. And a little note here, which I don't know why I didn't pay attention to this, but make sure that all of your
rulers. So actually these are rulers. I don't think these are paint sticks. Paint stick rulers, whatever they are, they come in a little pack at Dollar Tree, and they look like paint stir sticks to me, but they have rulers on them too. Anyway, so glue all your wooden sticks together, but make sure the numbers are turned to the back of your project. I noticed that when I started staining it, that some of my numbers were turned to the front. Okay, also don't burn your fingers. Then flip them over, and then we're going to glue our little ladder slats to the front. The next step is to grab your favorite chalk paint or some stain. I'm going to use this Waverly Antique Wax. You can find it at Walmart, and I'm going to use my Dollar Tree sponge brush, and I'm just going to begin to brush this with the antique wax. And it only took about one coat to really get it looking nice and rustic. And again, you guys use whatever you have on hand. You could use brown paint, black paint. I've also chalk painted this kind of project in white. Have fun with it, get creative, make it your own, and go for it. The next thing I wanted to do was just take some sandpaper and lightly sand off some of the excess antique wax. So this is kind of an optional step, but I did want a little bit of the wood grain to kind of show through. So check it out. So fun and fabulous, and it only cost me about $2 plus the wax or paint or whatever you guys decide to use. And you can pop some little tea towels from it. You could stand it by your little mantle or wherever you want to place it in your home to make a great little decor piece. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to take two of the Dollar Tree mini houses. I chose the little antique house and the church, and then some of the little Dollar Tree mini figurines. I'm just going to remove them from their packaging and then spray paint them with the Rust-Oleum 2X spray paint. It did take about 2 coats. I let them dry nicely, and then I'm just going to take some Mod Podge and I'm going to give them a nice dousing of Mod Podge. You could also definitely use Elmer's glue, and then I love to use the extra fine glitter from Walmart. I love the iridescent glitter. It's kind of like a white pearly iridescent color. It's so pretty to do for the rustic glam look. It kind of has that winter wonderland look. And the other thing to think about is when you guys do the white look, you guys can transfer from holidays after Christmas, so you guys can still keep these out. And then all you'd have to do is pop a little votive into the bottom of of it, you know, a flickering flameless candle, and then you guys have kind of like a little glowy fun thing to do. And these can go anywhere. I'm going to use them in my 3-tiered tray. I also used a lovely, generous bit of glitter on them. Another thing you guys can do too is after you add your first coat of glitter, let them dry overnight and then seal them with another layer of Mod Podge or Elmer's glue, and that will keep your glitter from falling out and it will still be fairly shiny. So that's just a little tip. The other thing you could do if you don't want to use extra glue is you can use a fine coating of hairspray. Hairspray will help keep some of your glitter from falling out as well, because I know during the holidays, during Christmas, you're going to have a lot of glitter sparkling and shining. And then I just have Epsom salt popped into my little tray here, and that's going to kind of act as my snow. Dollar Tree also carries kind of like a faux glittering snow. I didn't get mine out yet because this isn't quite how I'm going to set up my kitchen. It probably will be somewhat, you know, have some of the black and white check, but I'm still working on decorating and doing some little bit of remodel touch-up paint here and there. So anyway, but this is so fun and fabulous, especially if you guys are doing kind of a farmhouse look or a little bit of a rustic glam idea. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take this Dollar Tree wooden Mary sign, and I just spray painted it with 2 coats of the Rust-Oleum 2X flat spray paint, and then I'm just taking this black paint and then the little Dollar Tree sponge brush, and I'm sponging some black paint around it. I kind of want it to match my little bit of farmhouse kind of rustic glam that I'm going for with this setup, and I'm just going in and around the outside of the Mary sign. And then once I have that done, I'm just going to take a little bit of sandpaper and kind of gently sand it to give it a little bit of a distressed look. The next step of this DIY, I'm going to take this Dollar Tree Beware Halloween sign, flip it over, and add a generous layer of Mod Podge to the back side of it. Now, if you don't want the other side of it to say beware, you could always chalk paint over that, especially if you're going to display this in front of a mirror. This is probably going to go underneath a Christmas tree or popped in somewhere where you're not going to see it, so I'm not worried about the back side of it. I'm going to use this wrapping paper I found on Target clearance section last year. Use any craft paper you have on hand, and I'm just going to Mod Podge it to the front of this, and then I'm going to cut off the excess. Now I want to go for a heavily distressed look. I'm going to add the Mary to the front of this sign, so I'm just going to trim off the excess here, and then I want to add another layer of Mod Podge to the front, and then I am going to give some time for this layer, the second coat, to dry. You're not going to see that, of course, because that's going to give it some drying time. But the next step is going to be finding some sandpaper, and then I'm going to give it a really heavy coat. Okay, so it is dry now, and then I'm going to take my sandpaper and then give it a really heavy distress. So again, I want this to look really rustic because that Mary sign has the little deer horns kind of coming out the top, so it just gives me a real rustic vibe. I'm kind of going for that modern farmhouse, but then with like a rustic twist, I guess. I want it to look like something you would find in the corner of a flea market with a little bit of dust on it, just something that you'd see in maybe a cabin. That's my vibe on this. Okay, so use your sandpaper and really go to town if you want a heavy distress look, or you could just do a little bit of gentle around the edges. So I'm even kind of peeling some of that paper off. I used to do this when I had a flea market booth. I would really get in there and kind of make it look really vintage and old, even kind of peeling some of the paper off. The other trick I would do with some of my paper, not when I had glue on it, but would just to make it look old, would be to take and I would burn the edges of a paper with a lighter. Now kids don't try that, but you know, you can do that to make it look a little bit older. Anyway, I'm going to give it a heavy distressing, and then the next thing I'm going to do is go in with some of that black paint that I used on the Mary sign, and I'm just going to rub in the black paint to the edges again to make it look older. And then I'm going to go back in with my sandpaper and sandpaper over over that. You could also use some of that antique wax. I love the antique wax by Waverly. That's also going to give you kind of that old-fashioned look. So have fun with it, get creative. This is a little bit different take on some of the looks. I usually do a little bit more glam, but it's fun to do something different. I love the farmhouse look mixed in with some of that rustic glam. So have fun with it, get creative, and go for it. Now the last step to finish putting together this piece is just to add a generous layer of hot glue and to pop that little berry sign in. And Dollar Tree is carrying a variety of different little holiday signs. I do love the cutouts because their words are already done. I'm really not great with lettering. So here it is popped in to my little vignette here, and I think it just looks absolutely adorable. I think having a cute little sign just really pulls everything together. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas brings so much sparkle and joy, so fun and fabulous. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys how to make an ornament topiary. So I'm going to take 2 Dollar Tree napkin rings and 3 Dollar Tree ornaments. I'm going to start out with adding some hot glue to one side of this napkin ring very carefully because they're somewhat thin, and then I'm just going to add it to the base of this ornament where the little ornament hook would be. Here is how it should look. And then I'm just going to add some more hot glue to the top part of it. And again, very carefully because you don't want to make a big sloppy mess. Now, this hot glue gun is a Chandler hot glue gun, and I'm going to link it in my Amazon store for you guys. It's going to be in the description box of this YouTube video. So just gently go ahead and pop your ornament on. Now, the next step is to, again, go ahead and gently run a ring around your napkin ring and then pop that on to the next part of the ornament. Now, I think this would look really cool if I had a teardrop shaped ornament at the base. So keep that in mind. I didn't see any at my Dollar Tree, but I'm going to have to try to hunt a little bit harder, maybe at the thrift store or even pop into my local craft store. I didn't see any again at my Dollar Tree. However, I did pick up some in some gold colors. I just didn't have any of this rustic glam color. So once I added the topper, I'm then going to go back in with some of this Harlequin ribbon. They had this at Hobby Lobby. You guys could really use any ribbon, or you could skip this part. You could also go very glam and use some bejeweled ribbon. I love totallydazzled.com. I'll leave that below for you guys. That's where I get all my bling jewels at, and they have a really nice bling jewel wrap ribbon and also bling jewels. Anyway, so keep adding some goodies. I'm going to make a quick little Olivia bow. You just loop the ribbon over on itself twice and then tie it off with a little pipe cleaner. That's going to make the super easy peasy bow, and then just pull those little loops out. Add that to the top of your ornament topiary. And I can see that it's a little wonky. So this was the last craft that I did. And sometimes it's hard to get things nice and straight, especially when I'm filming. And anyway, you know, I'll be honest with you guys, my crafts definitely are not always straight and perfect. I think even if I wasn't filming, they would be a little bit wonky. That's just kind of how I craft, and I just have to roll with it. Comment and let me know if you guys have some wonky crafts going on. But I think that's the joy of it. You know, it's handmade. It's not always going to be perfect. So I added 2 of the little Olivia bows to the top. I added some greenery, some pine cones, and then I added some to the base, hopefully to offset the wonkiness or just to make it a little bit more fabulous. I think these are going to look really beautiful though in a tree. They kind of look a little bit strange hanging from a cabinet, or maybe not. I don't know. You guys let me know. I think they'll look really cute though in a big beautiful Christmas tree, especially at the base where you guys need to really fill out some of those sparser spots. So I will be making some of these for my Christmas tree. As always, I ask that you guys comment and let me know which was your favorite DIY in this video. Which one will you be recreating, and what are you all working on right now? I love to see your posts post over in my Livy's Romantic Home Facebook group page. I'm so proud of everybody that's over there posting and leaving kind comments for one another. I think crafting is such great therapy. I encourage you guys to keep up the good work, even if you're just grabbing a paintbrush or a coloring book or your glue gun. It's just so good for you, and have fun crafting and decorating. And there's our little Benji bear, crafting Christmas studio pupper. He's such a good sport hanging out with me. I just love him so much. And I love y'all. Thank you guys so much for being here. It is a blessing and an honor, a true joy to have everybody here, part of this little crafting community. Thank you guys, and I love y'all.
So thank you guys so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafty decor adventure. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and punch that bell. It's totally free to subscribe, and we have such a fun and fabulous little crafty decor community over here, and I really feel like crafting and decorating is so good for your heart and soul. So I just want to encourage you to keep up the good work crafting and decorating. And for everybody that has popped over to my Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook page, I'll leave a link down below. You guys are rocking it out. I have a free little group page you guys can join if you want to share photos of your DIY projects, or if you just want to get inspiration from others that love to craft and decorate. So it's just to share photos and fun times and inspiration over there. So thank you guys for everybody that's brave enough to post, and also thank you for everybody that's posting kind comments, because that's another thing I really feel like we need more of out there. It's just kind comments, blessing one another, and just sharing joy. Let's just all share some joy, because I know we have it in our hearts, so let's just put it out there in the world. Thank you guys again for being here. I have so many more crafty decor ideas, you guys. I hope I have enough time to get them all out to you this season. I also am going to be sharing you some updates on my new to me flooring, and kind of some little updates that we've had going on in our home. We painted our walls, we put down some new flooring, so just some little DIY projects going on there. It's always a work in progress, so I'm trying to pull it all together to where it's show worthy for you guys. So anyway, I love you all to the moon and back. I'm wishing you a gorgeous, fabulous, blessed day. Follow me on all my socials, new giveaways coming up, and have a gorgeous, blessed day. I can't wait for the next video, but until then, remember, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, and until then, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.